amongst the things they discussed was Tracee Ellis Ross being 47 years old and not married.
I, like many of us, was taught to grow up dreaming of my wedding, not of my life. And also waiting to be chosen. Well, here's the thing. I'm the chooser. And I can choose to get married if I want to, but in the meantime, I am choicefully single, happily, gloriously single. And I do wish there were more examples. So many people ask the question, have you ever thought about having children? My child gave my life meaning. I'm like, are you saying my life is not meaningful?
That was 3 years ago when she turned 47. Let's fast forward to her 50th birthday. Here's what she's saying now. I can feel my body's ability to make a child draining out of me. She opens up about being single and childless at 50, saying premenopause has her re-examining womanhood. Three years later, she regrets everything she said. God dang the accountability. Run it, Method.
What's up? This is Method Man right here. Yes, I have a mask on because I care. Welcome to Jody's Corner.
YouTube was good. It's your boy Jody Joe. Welcome to Jody's Corner. Tracee Ellis Ross, big booty Tracee, damn, daughter of Diana Ross, attractive woman. She's profoundly loving to be single. Throughout her life, she's chosen to not have children, not be married, and she was proud of it. Then the wall hit hard. 50 years old, she regrets a lot of what she said. Let's go ahead and take a listen at her words and her descriptions of how she feels as a single, childless woman at the age of 50 in premenopause. She's opened up about being single and childless at 50, saying that she has to re-examine what womanhood means now that she's going through premenopause. The actress, who is the daughter of the single legend Diana Ross, discussed the changes to her body on her appearance on Glennon Doyle's We Can Do Hard Things podcast, which she co-hosts with her wife, Abby Wambach. Quote, she says, I have for my entire life been tethered to a very routine cycle, and I'm very connected to my body. So I would know I'm ovulating. I would have all of the feelings of knowing that. And all of that is out of the window. And I turned 50. And here I am in this open space now, sort of allowing the bubbling up of whatever might be here. She opened up about being single at 50. Here's a clip of her, I guess, on the podcast. Premenopause is the lead up to the body's transition to menopause, which is characterized by 12 months without a period. It often begins with between the ages of 45 and 55, though it can happen much earlier. Some people may not have any notable symptoms, while others may experience changes in their monthly cycles, hot flashes, trouble sleeping, moodiness, and irritability, or depression, according to the Natural Institute of Health. I remember as a teenager, I used to go to the store and get my mom her pre-menopause prescription or medication because it would really drive her crazy. It was this herb called black cohosh. I'll never forget it. When my mom was going through menopause, I would buy her a jar of black cohosh every week. But she would give me money to go to the store to get black cohosh and stuff, but I would steal it. I would steal the medication and pocket the money myself. Sorry, Mom. I was a troubled adolescent. The Blackish Star read an excerpt from a journal which she questioned what it means to be fertile and come to the end of her reproductive years. She says, I can feel my body's ability to make a child draining out of me. Sometimes I find it hilarious, as if there's still a fire sale going on in my uterus and someone's in there screaming, all things must go. It's gotta be kind of crazy when, as a woman, as a man, I'm thinking like, what is it like as a woman losing their womanhood, a really big part of their womanhood? Like, what makes the woman female body special is her ability to birth. That's a blessing. It's a great thing. It advances the human race. That's a gift. That's a special thing. That's amazing. I admire that in women. So when a woman gets around the age of 40, 45, and she's getting premenopausal and she loses the ability, and then you could like feel you could feel yourself losing the ability to have a baby. That's got to be traumatic. I can't even imagine what that's like. And here she is going through it. And just hearing this doesn't really make me feel happy. But she's brought a lot of this on herself. She says, as my body becomes a foreign place to me that doesn't really feel safe or like home, I don't know how to manage or control or fight the external binary narrative of the patriarchy that has haunted me and haunted me most of my adult life. So what this means is, in her feeling of this, she's thinking about all the things that men have said about getting pregnant, getting married, having babies. She's starting to second guess and reimagine and rethink all of that. She's having flashbacks. It's crazy. It is my fertility that is leaving me. Is it my fertility that's leaving me? Is it my womanhood? Or is it really neither? But I have to fight to hold my truth. There's no such thing as my truth. There's only the truth. Because I've been programmed to success. I've been programmed so successfully by the water we all swim in, by the water we are all served. And I feel fertile with creativity, full of power, more and more a woman than I've ever been. And yet that power that I was told I must use was not used. We're talking about children. She says, just trying to figure out what that means, because my ability to have a child is leaving me, but I don't agree that that's what fertile means. I don't agree that that's what a woman means. Ross shared her gratitude and how the transgender community, blah, 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 the freedom and the expression around the gender has offered me, and the knowledge that is being shared with us by the trans community. I'm like, oh my God, thank you. Thank you for finally unpacking something I had no ability to unpack because of what was handed to me in a culture I thought in such a limited way. But it is an unbelievable injustice that is laid on us as human beings, that there is only one pathway that is informed by this random construct that anybody came up with around gender. When I pull back from it, I'm like, that's a joke. Who did that? You know what? I'm just like, who did that? That's so silly. She has a nice body here. She looks good. She goes on to say, I say this to the people all the time. I'm a wonderful mother, and I'm very mothering. And it's been hard for me to claim that. In a world where I don't have the thing that says, she said, in a world where I don't have the thing that says, and then she just left it off. She later shared how she feels grateful that she's able to look at being childless with curiosity instead of heartbreak. That's the questioning, right? What if I had a baby? What would it be like? What if I did get married to that one guy who just snores in his sleep and I just couldn't stand the snoring? He was great and everything else, but he snored, so I left him. She says, the heartbreak does come up, and I get to hold that gently and lovingly and then remind myself, I woke up every morning of my life. I've tried to do my best, so I must be where I'm supposed to be. See, this is her lying to herself. Here's her willing to grasp the truth, but yet, no, girl, remember you're brainwashing. No, don't think logically. This is where you're supposed to be. That's horseshit. Here she is saying that the heartbreak does come up. She does get heartbroken over it. And she holds it gently and lovingly. She welcomes the heartbreak because she knows she made this decision. Yet she's tricking herself into saying, girl, this is where you're supposed to be. Bullshit. The choices we make guide us in life. I had a child at 24 years old. My son is 13 now. I love him to death. He is more important than my life. So when she says, oh, I didn't do anything meaningful with my life. No, my life has no meaning. No, it does have meaning. It does. But when you have a child, your life don't mean nothing no more. That's what you don't realize. Once you have children, your life comes second. So it doesn't mean as much. It just doesn't. And only until you have children, you will only understand that. To love something so much more than you love yourself. And that's an experience that you only get through having children. But Tracee, sadly, you will never know what this is like. And she knows that, and she's saddened and she's heartbroken by it. You should have made different choices. You chose not to marry a man. You chose not to have a baby because you don't want to mess your body, your career, whatever your reasons are. These are the choices that at 50, you got to live with. You were at that concert, right here, saying it very loud and proud.
Waiting to be chosen. Well, here's the thing.
I'm the chooser.
I'm the chooser. And I can choose to get married if I want to, but in the meantime, I am choicefully single, happily, gloriously single. And I do wish there were more examples. So many people ask the question, have you
She went from wishing there were more examples like her. They don't want to join you in misery. You wish there was more women like you who want to go through their career a millionaire, where you can share wealth and with your children and have a good life, see them grow up and have kids on your deathbed. Your kids are there to help you, take care of you. You're not even going to know what that's like. That's scary. I want my family around me. And I will have my family around me. She also had to change how she viewed being single, saying it has given her the freedom to create the life and the family of her choosing. You don't have a family. She says, I've been single for a very long time. I've had many, many wonderful ins and outs of things, but no one stuck to the pan. As a result, I get to curate my family, my chosen family around me. And I didn't think I realized the gift that I don't think I realized the gift of that until I've started to get older. She's reflecting on life, and it's sad. Your family is who comes from you. The babies that you chose not to have is your family. The husband that you chose not to have is your family. Everybody's got family, right? Whether you're adopted or whatever, somebody birthed you. You have a mom, a dad, uncles, cousins somewhere. But once you turn 18 and get out the house, they're no longer your immediate family. You leave the nest to seek out your own family, your career, which you got checked, but you didn't check the box of family, legacy. You don't have a family. You're alone. That's sad. And what makes it even sadder is that most women have to hit the wall before they realize, God dang, I done effed up in life. Yes, that's what we've been trying to tell y'all. That's what I've been trying to say. That's what men have been saying. That's what a lot of other women who've been encouraging other women to say. I have subscribers. I have friends. I have acquaintances who are in their 30s, late 30s, early 40s with no kids, no man, no marriage, no relationship, nothing. Black women, stop with y'all bullshit. Put down the thought behavior. Put down your shield, protective shield, where men can't penetrate for the life of them to get to your heart. Drop it. If you get heartbroken, so what? Go to the next man. Look for a husband. Get married. Get in a relationship. Have children. If you yearn to be with a man, then do what it takes to be with a man. I need a man under a certain condition. He need to be 6 foot this. Delete that. Delete that from your memory. That don't exist. Take that off. All right. He had to have a 7-inch cock or longer. Delete that. That's bullshit and it's keeping you from a man. He has to make a certain amount of money. Delete that. If you got to help build a man up to get to where you want, take him. He has to dress this way. He has to be this way. He has to not delete these illogical boundaries that you put on us that are keeping you from being happy. You're keeping yourself from being happy. Stop being friends with them single bitches that ain't happy, trying to make you miserable with them. Y'all got friends that are bitter, who are in relationships and who are not. You got single friends who ain't shit, and you got friends who are in relationships who ain't married that ain't shit, who are trying to keep you down because they don't want to see you happier than them. They ain't looking out for you. They just trying to make sure that you ain't above them in happiness, in the road to life. They want to make sure they're just ahead of you. You might make more money than them, but they got a man and kids, and they can hold that over you. Don't let that happen. Follow your own happiness. He got to be 6 foot this. He got to be this long, this strong. He got to have this much money. Like, some of the boundaries I put on us is crazy. Because if we did it to y'all, We're good. If men don't have these problems, we understand what legacy means in family. But if we were like you guys, thought like the women do, we would be just as miserable and effed up as Tracee Ellis Ross. Imagine if I went through life, you got to be light-skinned. So if you ain't light-skinned, I'm going to go ahead and cut off millions of these black, brown, beautiful women. You got to be light-skinned, red bone with full lips. You can't be beyond a size 3 dress. If you weigh over 140 pounds, I ain't effing with you. If you need to have a big booty, and you need to have B-cup titties. And you need to be submissive and do what I say. Make less than me and let me be a man. What type of shit is this? I'd be single than a motherfucker for a long time. I'd be lucky to get with somebody. Don't be like Tracee Ellis Ross. Basically what she's saying here, without saying it, she's holding back some pride. She's being more humble here, but she's still holding back a lot. She's basically saying, don't F up like I did. I regret the life that I lived. Don't be like me. Ladies, don't be like Tracee Ellis. That's where I'm at. Subscribe to the channel for that real content. Thank you guys so very much for watching. If you want to help the channel, you can join the Patreon, get access to the Discord where we have amazing discussions every single day, or join the memberships to get access to the Discord as well. Here's some of the stuff.